Is it all going to be digital? Because Gen Z is digital. It's only people like me that are actually reading a physical paper every day. We're going away. It's a new generation.
I don't want any of you out there to think you need to go away tomorrow, but yeah, the print readership, circulation is going down. It's still a precious product for those who like it, but we are digital. We're a digital first newsroom. We're all digital. Everybody in media. I don't care if you have a broadcast outlet, a cable station, a studio, a magazine. We're all reaching digital consumers in the way we have to reach them, and that's a multitude of ways. And so part of the transformation, we've got to get the revenue to match.
What about this new legislation where Google and I think Apple are going to have to pay for stories here in California? Do you see some big revenue spike from that eventually?
Well, it passed the Assembly, California Assembly a couple of weeks ago. Like 5 of the big tech companies, soak up something like 50% of the digital advertising, and I think that, and it's sort of the backs of a lot of what we produce, and so, I'm not in that advocacy business, but we have, as a company, we support the legislation as a company, as a business, and hopefully, that will happen.
We think about these newspapers. The Washington Post has had layoffs and changes. Jeff Bezos is the one who bought that. Patrick Sisson with the LA Times. It looks like a lot of these news organizations are run now or owned by some of the top ones, by the 1%. Now, in the past, they always made money. Now, Bezos and Patrick Sisson have come in and kind of saved these papers. How long do you think they'll be with it? Are they going to stay with it for?
Well, look, I had the opportunity to work with both of them, right? Because I was at the Washington Post and I was managing it at the time that Jeff Bezos bought the Post, and Don Graham made a very smart decision to sell it to someone who's very interested, a big track record in business, and I think he bought it because of he was really interested in democracy, and it was very much important to him. And Patrick Sisson bought the LA Times, been very committed to it. Bought it in 2018, has invested a lot in it. A lot. It's his personal money, and tens of millions of dollars. Continue to invest, but we have to become. It's not sustainable as a business to continue to have just invest and lose money. We have to be a profitable place, or at least make our way to getting even where the journalism pays for itself.
We have to focus on digital, which makes a lot of sense. What is the impact, maybe not just on digital, but overall with AI in the newsroom now? How are you deploying AI in any ways?
Well, I think all newsrooms, I think with AI, we have to, like everybody who's in the content creation business has to just look at what happens with AI. It's something we all have to look at and examine. I think we're still exploring how to use it, just like other newsrooms and companies are, and it's technology continues to advance, and we all have to advance with it.
So could you feed in an article and come up with feed it into ChatGPT and come up with 4 posts? I mean, would you do that or not?
Look, we need to really, explore it. It's something we talked a lot about, of just internally of exploring how we would or would not use AI. But I think every newsroom's looking at it in the same way.
So that's a no right now.
Oh, we haven't done that yet, no.
Okay, so I have to ask this question. The elephant in the room of Trump. How is the LA Times going to approach covering Trump over the next year? Because I don't know if there's rules about you've got to cover both candidates. Do you have a policy, or have you been talking about it? Like how, as readers, since I have to pick up that newspaper every day, is that what I'm going to be seeing every day?
We learned a lot, right, as an industry from 40 years in the White House Trump was, and so we have knowledge that we can.
So what are the big learnings from that? I mean, is there a few
Well,
things?
I think that part of it is, you can't simply always go down the rabbit hole and just follow everything that someone is saying all the time and then trying to juxtapose it. You have to be independent and thoughtful about how you go about covering, coverage and rigorous. And so, a lot of things, untruths said, and we certainly have fact checkers and other parts of it, but sometimes those things, those devices don't break through it. So the fact checking and in real time, the kind of reporting rigor that's needed for someone who doesn't.
I think you guys do, everybody does a great job of fact checking, say that's not true, but we're repeating untruths and then saying they're not true. Do you ever say, heck no, we're not going to run that story?
Yeah, I think so. That's about selection and judgment. Yeah, I don't think you have to cover everything. Everything, journalism is about making choices and selection of what you cover, what you choose to write and don't, and that's part of what you have to apply to Trump as well. He is a figure of significance, and so you can't pretend like he doesn't exist, but I think you have to be a lot more rigorous in your assessment of what you cover and how you cover it.